Oh, Bill, this is Power here with the review the Power Rangers Dino Fury basic figure, basic action figure line wave 2, essentially. Um, so yeah, disappointingly, we have half a wave because we have Gold and Void Knight. Because the other two were just restocks of red and blue. However, I don't have a blue because apparently this time around they actually fixed Blue's head. So if I actually do get that, by the time I do actually review, I get to the actual review portion, then I'll show that off. But anyways, like, really the only two new figures here are Gold and Void Knight. So obviously in the traditional packaging, Gold Ranger, art of, not Russo Gold. Oh, man, this figure. Oh. And Void Knight. Obviously the figure that mostly everyone is excited for except for me, because obviously I love Russo Gold's suit, but they butchered it. So here we are with the two figures out of their boxes, so let's just throw Void Knight out of the way and look at Gold. So obviously, here is our Gold Ranger, and for the most part, he's just the same body as, you know, red and blue. Like, literally. As one thing that most people are probably not going to point out. So obviously he has the Dino Fury key holder right here. But it's not present here because this is the holder, this is the holster for the Chroma Fury Saber. The one that most people are obviously going to notice right away is the fact that a Dino Fury Morpher is present on his wrist. He's not supposed to have one because his Morpher is right here. So, disregarding all that, overall, I think they did a decent job at giving, or at, like, you know, suit-wise, like, because, again, Russo Gold was essentially just the same suit as the other male Ryu soldiers. It's just that he had minor differences that Hasbro didn't bother doing. Really, the only new thing about the body is just the helmet, which I think they did a nice job on. The helmet is pretty sharp, and technically the only piece of this figure that actually has actual painted gold. Other than that, obviously he has silver painted on him. And weird metallic blue that's not present on the suit. This is what baffles me the most about the figure, honestly, that I don't really see a lot of people talk about, because obviously most people just talk about the fact that he has a Dino Fury Morpher and that he lacks white, which I'm like, okay, yeah, I understand that he lacks white because, you know, Hasbro's too lazy to give him white because they're essentially just trying to stick with whatever colors were on him, and that obviously white is a fourth color, and they didn't want to do that. I honestly wouldn't have minded if they just did silver. It would have been wrong, but it's something. It's basically because the other five, because their secondary color is silver, that's how they were able to get away with the lines actually being colored. But I don't know, with this figure, they're just like, oh yeah, forget it. But just the thing that baffles me the most, honestly, is the metallic blue that's on the side of the body and on the boots. His suit doesn't have metallic paint on it, so I don't know why they thought it was a good idea to add it. But other than that, he's all right at best. Oh yeah, articulation. It's standard. So if it actually wants to focus, so you got a ball joint around the head. You can rotate the hand, the arm all the way. This is kind of tight, but you can tell because this one's a lot looser than this arm for some reason. You can bend this all the way. No hand articulation, obviously. Kick forward. I can't kick to the side anymore? What? Okay. That's weird and concerning. Uh, rotate the boot all the way around, and now his leg has officially become loose. That he's never done that to me. I don't know. The leg joints on these Power Ranger Hasbro figures are scary. Um, so, accessory wise, he does come with his 2 weapons, which I'm kind of not really fond of. if they're going to be consistent about the other Rangers, just don't give them their weapons. But anyways, we have the Mosa Blaster in its in the mode of him using whatever the armors are called. I haven't watched Dino Fury, but this is accurate to how it's supposed to be. It's not like, because the visor is flipped and, this is up. Obviously, no Dino Fury key for some reason. Then we have the, I don't know what this is called, the Mosa Blade. The Mosa Blade, it's the Japanese name, but I don't know what this is called in Dino Fury. This is also in gold, and as you can see, there's a slot here, and you simply out of focus, which I might as well just zoom in so then it has to focus. So when you can actually plug the two together to actually form the combination, which again I don't know what this is called. I don't know if it's called the Mosa. No, it can't be the Mosa Cannon or whatever. But I do appreciate that. I think that's most likely why they had to move, put it in that formation, so then you can do this. Yeah, it is kind of weird doing this in just his normal form and not without the armor, but the fact that he did give him the ability to do so is neat. Obviously, just slide it into his hands like so. And this was more difficult beforehand, but now I'm actually able to slot them in. As you can see, basically, this is what happened the first time I tried to slide the Mosa Blaster in here. But, yeah, so here he is. He's fine overall with this stuff. Like, he's pretty basic. Like, again, I guess at least he has his weapons, but gosh darn it. Okay, so here we have our only other figure, Void Knight. So obviously he's our only villain figure of the wave, and yeah, he's pretty, like, I think for the most part they got everything down. I think he's just, all of his silver is just not painted, because again, oddly enough, they only painted the silver on his collar and maybe on the visor. I can't tell, honestly. His shoulder pads are kind of pliable, and his skirt piece is also kind of pliable too. Other than that, it's what you expect. Obviously, like, I'm not in awe about Gaisorg's suit. I'm just like, it exists, so I'm not too enthusiastic about it. But I guess they represented it correctly. He actually retains the same articulation as Gold. Basically, I guess because of the collar, he can't really move his head because then you're going to scrape the paint on the collar. he can actually rotate his arm thanks to this being pliable. This is kind of hard to bend. And this was a highlight they pointed out on a Fan First Friday, I believe, that he actually does have normal articulation than most monster villains. So he can actually kick, which I guess that's impressive. I think they're most likely doing this because of later stuff within the show of Soldier, at least obviously, but I don't know how they're going to adapt it. I think they mostly did it because, you know, of the backlash that, like, you know, Blaze got of, you know, being a Ranger villain, and yet he got stuck with the villain articulation, so they decided to give Void Knight the Ranger articulation. Then, obviously, again, just like Gold, he actually comes with his proper accessories. So I don't know the names of the. I don't think they have names at all. So obviously, this is the guy Soul Ken, but Dino Fury doesn't give this a name, and it's just simply in gray plastic, which I don't mind. And here's his shield, which is nicely detailed and painted. I think this is the only other instinct of purple paint. Actually, maybe this is purple paint actually. But yeah, you can. It's kind of pliable because this kind of bends and such. So obviously, just slot the shield within the hand like so. Obviously, like it doesn't want to go. It doesn't want to be straight. It wants you to do this, but it's not accurate technically. So just slot the weapons to the hands as you struggle. To pose. And like, yeah, they don't have ankle articulation, but just the fact he can actually move his legs, he can actually do way more dynamic poses like this, which is actually kind of cool. But yeah, there's our two figures of the wave. Technically, yeah, there is one more figure that's actually technically new, which is Blue with his head actually painted, even though apparently his visor is still wrong, but they at least painted his, like, helmet. But I haven't been able to find that, and at this point, I actually probably don't care anymore. So let's just cut to the Dino Fury keys. So here we have the Gold Rangers Dino Fury key. Obviously, just in similar fashion to like the other ones, it's hollow foil sticker. It's colorized version of the original version. Here we have the Mosa Razor Zord's helmet. Here we have the pins, or the track. That's essentially it. Again, like this thing, like the color for this thing, I don't mind at all because this is technically accurate to the, you know, actual key. I think this is cast in the same plastic as the weapons and not gold. I think this gold is technically what the figure actually needs. Anyways, here we have Void Knight's key. Obviously, this one is actually canon within Rue Soldier. They just colorized it, and I don't know why his background's green. But and the shield here is also like accurate to the actual guy. So the guy sword, the guy soul, yeah. However, when we turn it around, they just decided to fuse it with the Bune Bune soul. I don't know why. And you can see the pins down there. So, like, I guess I somewhat understand why, because in the movie, technically the first Guy Sword did pilot Kishyujin. And obviously, the original like Geisel was, I think, either just his helmet or a blank helmet. So I guess I appreciate Hasbro taking like a deep cut and just giving us this helmet right away, but at the same time, it's just like, why? Anyways, let's just put these two in the morphers because I forgot how I was supposed to do these. So here we have the Diaphragm Morpher. Obviously, a device that neither of these two use, but oh well. So now we got lightning sounds. Now the jingle standby. So that's obviously without the additional motion sounds. It's really hard when you're in like the jingle to do slight motions because this thing wants to do the like big like motion sounds, and it's just kind of annoying. Last but not least, Void Knight. So, here we get questionable sounds. And it has those sounds from, some sounds from Gold, which is weird, but oh well. I like the jingle, it's just weird for Void Knight. I find this one to be the easiest to get the, like, smaller sounds. Okay, so you're not going to eject? I guess we're not. So yeah, overall my thoughts on this wave, I think it's fine. Like, with Dino Fury, I've had to, like, lower my, like, expectations just because Hasbro just disappoints. like in general, Hasbro's just not doing a good job with the Power Rangers franchise. Like, they've been going downhill since season 2 of Beast Morphers. So it's just like, you know, trying to actually be enthusiastic about like Power Rangers is just like, what's the point? But like my favorite figure overall, like, even though he has flaws, it has to be Gold. I just really love the Russo Gold suit. Not really happy that like Hasbro took the shortcuts with it and that they decided to add metallic blue paint to it, but I'm just like, I just don't care for his suit. So I don't care for Void Knight, so like, it has to go to gold. And you know what? Like, this wave finally gives us all the sounds that are programmed within this toy, because, you know, you might be wondering, oh wait, like, you still have to do, like, green and black. Well, sorry to tell you, but green and black just reuse blue and pink sounds respectively, to spoil to you. Plus, green and black are going to be the first figures of the first wave of 2022, which I just find pretty, like, I don't know. I guess I understand, because I assume this was supposed to be green sound, because it sounds a lot like Speed, but I guess they're trying to substitute. I can see them, like, making this wind, because I think it does work. But I don't know. The Dino Fury toy line just isn't exciting. Like, the figures just, yeah, they're passable, but like, the spark is gone. Like, the spark of the figures is just gone, and like, yeah, they're cheap. Was that really a good thing? Like, I just felt like Beast Morphers, we got a lot more out of it. Probably because it was a lot more original and a lot more exciting. But then, again, after the downfall of Season 2, it's just like, you can't really, like, get yourself amped up for Dino Fury toys, which is luckily going to change within the next review. So this is PowerRider. What you people buy?